Let's start with a question. Have you ever wondered why some women seem to effortlessly captivate a man's attention, while others struggle to hold his interest? What if the secret to flipping the script wasn't about being perfect, but about engaging him on a level that leaves him wanting more every single time? It's no secret that modern dating can feel like a game of cat and mouse. But here's the catch. Too many of us are playing the wrong role in that game. We chase, we impress, and we pour out our energy, only to be left wondering, why isn't he as invested as I am? What if I told you there's a better way? A way that shifts the dynamic so completely that he becomes the one pursuing you, craving your attention, and working to prove his worth. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But this isn't about manipulation or mind games. It's about understanding the core drivers of attraction. And the good news, these drivers aren't based on fleeting superficialities like looks or charisma. They're rooted in psychology and connection. Today, I'm going to share 3 secret questions with you. Questions so powerful they'll change the way men perceive you forever. But here's the catch. You need to use them wisely. Each question taps into a different facet of the male mind: curiosity, challenge, and vision, creating a dynamic that not only grabs his attention, but keeps it. So if you've ever felt overlooked, undervalued, or just plain confused about what makes a man really chase a woman, stay with me, because this isn't just a conversation, it's a transformation. Are you ready to unlock the first question? Let's dive in. 1. The vision question. Make him dream about the future. Picture this. You're having a conversation with a man and everything seems to be going well, but then the energy starts to fizzle. The chemistry is gone, the banter is flat, and you're left wondering why the connection didn't spark the way you hoped. Here's the truth. Most conversations fail not because of what's said, but because of what's missing. And what's almost always missing is a sense of purpose, a spark of vision that ignites curiosity and connection. This is where the first secret question comes into play. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Now, at first glance, this might seem like a simple, even cliché question, but don't be fooled by its apparent simplicity. This question is a Trojan horse for something far more profound. You're not just asking him about his goals, you're inviting him to dream, to envision, and most importantly, to place you within that vision. Let's unpack why this works. Men, especially those who are high value and ambitious, are drawn to a woman who inspires them to think beyond the present moment. A woman who cares about his dreams isn't just someone to pass the time with. She's someone who adds to his life, someone who aligns with his journey. And when you ask him this question, you're doing more than showing interest. You're setting yourself apart from the countless others who stay stuck in the shallow waters of small talk. But here's the real magic. When a man starts thinking about his future, he starts thinking about who he wants by his side. And if that conversation is happening with you, he's already beginning to associate you with those dreams. This is what makes the vision question so transformative. It's not just about the words. It's about the emotional and psychological space it creates. Of course, there's an art to delivering this question. It's not about grilling him or demanding a roadmap for the next 5 years of his life. It's about curiosity, playfulness, and even a hint of mystery. You might say something like, "I love hearing about people's goals. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" Then lean in, listen, and let him share his ambitions, dreams, and hesitations. As he does, reflect back some of your own thoughts or aspirations, not to overshadow him, but to create a sense of mutual alignment. But what if his answer is vague or non-committal? Don't worry, that's an opportunity. If he stumbles or laughs it off, you can gently challenge him with something like, "Come on, you've got to have some kind of dream. Everyone does. What excites you?" This keeps the energy light and playful while still inviting him to open up. The key is to keep the conversation flowing naturally without pushing or prying. Men, especially high-value men, respond to women who create space for connection without forcing it. And by anchoring the conversation in his future, you're planting a seed that will grow long after the conversation ends. But here's the twist. This question isn't just about him, it's about you too. When you ask a man about his future, you're subtly communicating that you have a vision for your life. You're not just living in the moment or drifting aimlessly. You're someone who thinks ahead, someone who values growth, and someone who's looking for alignment, not just attraction. And let's be real, alignment is sexy. It's what separates fleeting infatuation from lasting connection. When a man senses that you're not just a good time, but a great match, he'll start seeing you differently. He won't just want to date you, he'll want to invest in you. This brings us to the deeper question: what kind of future do you envision? Because here's the truth. The vision question is as much about your clarity as it is about his. If you're clear on your goals, your values, and your desires, you'll attract men who share those qualities. If you're vague or uncertain, you'll attract men who mirror that same energy. So, let's circle back. What kind of life do you want to create? What kind of partner do you want to share that life with? When you have answers to those questions, the vision question becomes not just a tool for connection, but a compass for compatibility. It's no longer about whether he likes you, it's about whether he fits with the life you're building. And here's the best part. By asking him this question, you're subtly teaching him to value stoicism and purpose. Love isn't just about romance, it's about cultivating a mindset that prioritizes growth, resilience, and alignment. When you embody that mindset, you're not just chasing love, you're creating it. The vision question isn't just a line, it's a portal to something deeper. It invites him to step into his potential while recognizing your worth. And when he does, that's when the magic happens. Because a man who dreams of a future with you isn't just attracted, he's invested. So ask yourself, are you ready to be the woman who inspires him to dream? Are you ready to step into your power and create connections that go beyond the surface? If the answer is yes, stay with me, because this is just the beginning. 2. The challenge question. Flip the dynamic. Imagine this. You're sitting across from a man who seems confident, self-assured, and maybe even a little too accustomed to being admired. Most women would fall into the trap of trying to impress him, laughing too hard at his jokes or hanging on his every word. But not you. You're not here to stroke his ego. You're here to flip the script. This is where the second secret question comes into play. What do you think makes you stand out from other men? Pause for a moment and let that question sink in. Can you feel its power? It's subtle yet commanding. It's not confrontational, but it demands a response that's deeper than the surface. When you ask a man this question, you're doing something extraordinary. You're creating a shift in the dynamic where he starts working to prove himself to you. And that, my friend, is where the magic begins. Let's break it down. Why does this question work so well? It's because men, just like women, are wired to respond to challenge. But here's the catch. Most men don't encounter genuine challenges in their interactions with women. They're used to being the ones who lead, impress, and dictate the pace of the conversation. When you flip that narrative, when you ask him to justify what makes him special, you become unforgettable. Think about it. When was the last time someone genuinely asked him to reflect on what makes him stand out? Most people coast through life without ever having to articulate their uniqueness. By posing this question, you're not only intriguing him, but also inviting him to see himself through your eyes. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to be seen as extraordinary? But here's where the artistry comes in. It's not just about the words, it's about the delivery. When you ask him this question, your tone should be playful, confident, and even a little teasing. You're not grilling him or putting him on the spot. You're inviting him to engage in a conversation that's unlike any he's had before. You might say something like, "So, tell me, what's your superpower? What makes you stand out from all the other guys?" Then lean back, smile, and wait. And here's the kicker. His response doesn't matter as much as you think it does. Whether he answers with humor, sincerity, or a bit of hesitation, the point is that he's now focused on impressing you. The moment he starts explaining himself, he's already invested in the interaction. He's no longer the one calling the shots. You are. But let's not stop there. What happens after he answers? This is your opportunity to deepen the connection. If he says something light-hearted, laugh and follow up with a playful challenge like, "Okay, but is that really the best you've got? I thought you'd come up with something more impressive." If his response is more serious, acknowledge it thoughtfully, then pivot the conversation to explore what he values most about himself. This approach does something extraordinary. It positions you as a high-value woman who isn't easily swayed by surface-level charm. You're showing him that you're selective, that you have standards, and that he's going to have to step up if he wants to win your attention. And let's be real, there's nothing more irresistible than someone who knows their worth. Now, you might be wondering, what if he doesn't have a good answer? What if he stumbles or jokes his way out of the question? Here's the beauty of it. Even his hesitation is revealing. If he struggles to articulate what makes him unique, it gives you insight into his self-awareness, or lack thereof. And if he brushes off the question altogether, that's a sign he might not be ready for the kind of connection you're offering. Either way, you're in control of the conversation, and that's exactly where you want to be. But let's go deeper. Why does this question matter on a psychological level? It's because men are naturally drawn to women who challenge them. There's a reason why the concept of the chase is so deeply ingrained in male psychology. It's about earning something valuable, something that isn't easily attained. When you ask a man to define what makes him stand out, you're signaling that your attention isn't something he can take for granted. You're making it clear that you see yourself as a prize, and trust me, that confidence is magnetic. And here's where it gets even better. This question isn't just about him, it's about you too. By asking a man to reflect on his uniqueness, you're also reinforcing your own standards. You're reminding yourself that you deserve a partner who brings something extraordinary to the table. This is where the concept of love stoic comes into play, a mindset that prioritizes self-worth, resilience, and intentionality in relationships. When you embrace this stoicism, you're not just playing the game, you're redefining it. So let's bring this full circle. The challenge question isn't just a tool for sparking attraction, it's a statement about who you are. It's a reminder that you're not here to chase, you're here to choose. And when you position yourself as a high-value woman with standards, you're creating a dynamic where he's not just interested, he's invested. Now let's pause for a quick break. Are you loving this so far? If you're feeling the power of these insights and can't wait to try them out, do me a favor. Like this video and drop a number 1 in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. And if you're ready for more game-changing tips, make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss a moment. Trust me, this is just the beginning of your transformation. Are you ready for the third and final secret question? Because the next one is where everything comes together. 3. The curiosity question. Build an intriguing connection. Let's set the scene. You're at a cafe, a party, or maybe even on a first date. The conversation starts well, casual, easy. But as time goes on, it starts to feel predictable. You know what's coming next because you've been here before, the same recycled questions. the same surface-level chatter that neither of you will remember tomorrow. You smile politely, but deep down you're thinking, is this all there is? Here's the thing. Most people approach conversations like a checklist. Where are you from? What do you do? These questions are safe, but they're also forgettable. They don't challenge, they don't inspire, and they certainly don't create the kind of spark that makes someone think about you long after the conversation ends. But you're not here to be forgettable, you're here to be unforgettable. That's where the third secret question comes in. What's something about you that most people don't know? At first glance, this might seem like just another deep question, but don't underestimate its power. This question isn't just about getting an interesting answer, it's about creating an emotional response. When you ask this, you're inviting him to step out of autopilot and into a moment of vulnerability, curiosity, and connection. And let me tell you, those moments are where attraction is born. Let's talk about why this question works. First, it taps into a universal human desire, the need to be seen. Think about it. How often does someone really look at you past the surface and ask, who are you really? Rarely, right? And when they do, it feels magnetic. It feels like someone is truly interested in you, not your job, your hobbies, or the image you present to the world, but the person you are underneath all of that. When you ask a man this question, you're giving him that gift. You're showing him that you're not just here for small talk, you're here for connection. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This question doesn't just create connection, it creates intrigue. Why? Because most people aren't prepared for it. It's unexpected, and unexpected questions do something magical. They make people think. When a man has to pause, reflect, and dig a little deeper to answer your question, he's already investing in the conversation. And the more invested he is, the more memorable you become. Let's take a closer look at how to deliver this question. Timing is everything. You don't want to lead with it. That might feel too intense. Instead, let the conversation flow naturally. Start with something lighter, maybe a playful or observational comment. Then, when the moment feels right, drop the question. Okay, I've got a fun one for you. What's something about you that most people don't know? Now here's the secret. Once you've asked the question, give him space to answer. Don't rush to fill the silence. Let it linger. This is where the magic happens. Silence might feel uncomfortable at first, but it's actually your ally. The longer he thinks about his answer, the more invested he becomes in the interaction. And when he finally does answer, listen, really listen. Don't just nod or smile. Engage with what he's sharing, ask follow-up questions, reflect on his answer. Show him that you're not just hearing him, you're seeing him. But let's dig deeper. Why does this question matter beyond the moment? It's because it sets the tone for the entire dynamic between you. When you show a man that you're interested in what lies beneath the surface, you're positioning yourself as someone who values depth, curiosity, and authenticity. And let's be real, those qualities are rare. Most people stick to the surface because it's safe. But safety doesn't create passion, depth does. Here's another layer to consider. This question isn't just about him, it's about you too. When you ask a man what most people don't know about him, you're subtly signaling that you have layers, that you're someone worth exploring. You're creating a dynamic where curiosity flows both ways. And trust me, when a man feels like there's more to discover about you, he'll keep coming back for more. Now, let's address the what-ifs. What if he doesn't have an interesting answer? What if he shrugs it off or says, I don't know, I'm pretty boring? Don't panic. This is an opportunity. If his answer feels underwhelming, you can gently challenge him with a playful response like, come on, everyone has something. Are you really going to let me believe you're that mysterious? This keeps the energy light and invites him to open up without feeling pressured. And what if he turns the question back on you? This is where you shine. Have an answer ready, something that reveals a piece of your personality, but still leaves room for intrigue. Maybe it's a surprising hobby, a funny story, or a little-known dream. The key is to share something authentic that gives him a glimpse of who you are while making him want to know more. Let's take a moment to reflect. Why does all of this matter? Because curiosity isn't just a tool for attraction, it's a cornerstone of connection. When you create a space where someone feels safe to share, explore, and reveal themselves, you're doing something extraordinary. You're building a foundation for a relationship that goes beyond the superficial. And when a man feels that with you, he won't just be interested, he'll be captivated. But let's not stop there. This question also ties into a larger philosophy, the idea of love stoic. At its core, love stoic is about cultivating relationships that are rooted in authenticity, depth, and mutual growth. It's about prioritizing emotional resilience and intentionality over fleeting chemistry. When you embody this mindset, you're not just creating attraction, you're creating a dynamic where both of you feel seen, valued, and inspired. So let's circle back to you. What's your version of this question? What's something about you that most people don't know? And more importantly, are you ready to share it with someone who's willing to meet you on that level? Because here's the truth. The curiosity question isn't just about him. It's about opening a door to deeper conversations, deeper connections, and deeper self-discovery. Now, before we move on, let's take a moment to check in. Are you feeling inspired? Are you ready to take this question out into the world and see what it unlocks? If you're loving these insights, show some love, like this video and comment number 1 if this resonates with you. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a moment of this journey. This isn't just advice, it's a movement. Let's keep growing together. This question, what's something about you that most people don't know, doesn't just start conversations, it transforms them. It changes the way a man sees you. Instead of categorizing you as someone he casually chats with, you suddenly become someone who challenges him, someone who invites him to dig deeper into his own identity. Let's explore how this plays out in real-life scenarios. Imagine you're meeting someone new, perhaps on a first date or even a chance encounter. He might expect the usual repertoire of questions, safe topics that don't require vulnerability. But when you pose this question, it's like throwing a curveball. It's unexpected, and it disrupts the rhythm of the conversation in the best way possible. The beauty of this approach. Here's the beauty of this approach. It doesn't matter how he answers. The point isn't to uncover some earth-shattering secret about him. It's to create a moment where he pauses and thinks, wow, she's different. That pause is everything. It's where the seeds of intrigue are planted, where his curiosity about you starts to grow. And here's something most people overlook. When a man reflects on himself, he feels good. People love talking about themselves when they sense genuine interest. When you create that space, he begins to associate those good feelings with you. This is the beginning of what makes someone memorable, not because of what you said, but because of how you made them feel. Digging deeper into the psychology of this question. But let's dig deeper into the psychology of this question. Why does it work so well? Because it leverages two powerful human tendencies, the desire to be understood and the allure of mystery. The desire to be understood. First, the desire to be understood. Think about it. How often do people really take the time to see past the surface? Most of us move through the world feeling unseen, unknown, and underappreciated. By asking a man to share something most people don't know, you're not just engaging him, you're offering him a rare opportunity to feel truly understood. And when someone feels understood, they open up in ways that create genuine connection. The allure of mystery. Now, let's talk about mystery. When you pose a question like this, it signals that you are also someone with depth and layers. It's as if you're saying, I see you and I want to know the real you, but only if you're ready to know the real me. This creates a dynamic of mutual intrigue that's impossible to resist. It's no longer just a conversation. It's an exchange, a dance, a mutual unveiling. The success of the question depends on your response. Of course, the success of this question depends on how you respond. It's not enough to ask and then move on. You need to engage with his answer in a way that deepens the connection. Let's say he shares something light-hearted, like a hidden talent or a funny childhood memory. Use that as a jumping-off point to explore his personality. You might say, "That's amazing. I never would have guessed. Tell me more." Or if he shares something more serious, respond with empathy and curiosity. For example, "Wow, that's really interesting. How did that shape you?" This is where your authenticity shines. When you show genuine interest, he'll feel it. That feeling of being truly seen and appreciated is what makes someone want to come back for more. It's not about playing games or creating false scarcity. It's about cultivating a connection that feels rare and valuable. Navigating the conversation. Practical tips. But let's not forget the practical side of things. How do you navigate this question if the conversation starts to drift, or if he seems hesitant to open up? Here's a pro tip. Lead by example. Share something about yourself first. For instance, you might say, "You know, most people don't know this about me, but I once taught myself to play guitar during a really tough time. It became my therapy. What about you? What's something people don't usually know about you?" By being vulnerable first, you create a safe space for him to do the same. Not just for new connections, equally powerful in established relationships. Here's another angle to consider. This question isn't just for new connections. It's equally powerful in established relationships. Imagine asking your partner after years of being together, "What's something about you that I don't know yet?" The answers might surprise you and reignite a sense of curiosity and discovery in your relationship. Because the truth is, we're always evolving, and there's always more to learn about the people we care about. The curiosity question. A mindset, not just a conversation. Starter. This brings us to a crucial point. The curiosity question isn't just a conversation starter, it's a mindset. It's about approaching every interaction with a sense of wonder and a willingness to explore. This is where the concept of Stoicism plays a role. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the unknown, to remain open to the unexpected, and to value the present moment. When you embody this mindset, you're not just asking questions, you're creating experiences that feel alive and meaningful. How this ties into your larger journey. Let's talk about how this ties into your larger journey. What kind of connections are you looking to create? What kind of relationships do you want to cultivate? The curiosity question is a tool, but it's also a mirror. It reflects your own willingness to go deeper, to be vulnerable, and to build something real. When you use this question, you're not just inviting him to open up, you're opening the door to a relationship built on trust, depth, and mutual discovery. Your challenge. So here's your challenge. The next time you're in a conversation, try it. Ask him, "What's something about you that most people don't know?" Then lean in, listen, and let the moment unfold. You might be surprised by what you learn, not just about him, but about yourself. Final reflection. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to check in. Are you feeling inspired? Are you ready to take this question and make it your own? If you're loving these insights, do me a favor. Like this video and drop a number 1 in the comments to let me know which question you're most excited to try. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a moment of this journey. Together, we're building something incredible, something rooted in connection, curiosity, and the art of attraction. You've made it to the end, but let's be honest, this isn't the end. It's the beginning of something extraordinary. We've journeyed through the power of 3 life-changing questions: the vision question, the challenge question, and the curiosity question. Each one is more than just a line to drop in conversation. It's a portal to deeper connection, a way to make him see you as unforgettable. But here's the secret. These questions work because they reflect something greater. They're not just about making a man chase you. They're about stepping into your power as a high-value woman, a woman who knows her worth, a woman who builds relationships with intention, not desperation, a woman who isn't afraid to challenge, inspire, and ignite curiosity. Let's take a moment to reflect. What kind of relationship do you want to create? What kind of energy do you want to attract? These 3 questions are tools, yes, but they're also a mindset. They remind you to prioritize depth over surface, authenticity over pretense, and connection over convenience. When you ask a man to envision his future, you're not just showing interest, you're aligning with his dreams. When you challenge him to stand out, you're not just creating intrigue, you're setting the standard. And when you spark his curiosity, you're not just engaging him, you're leaving him captivated. The truth about high-value relationships. Here's the truth. High-value relationships aren't built on superficial charm or fleeting chemistry. They're built on alignment, mutual respect, and genuine connection. And when you embody these qualities, you don't just attract a man, you attract the right man. What's next? So what's next? It's time to put these insights into action, whether you're stepping into the dating world, strengthening an existing relationship, or simply learning more about yourself. Remember this: you hold the power, you are the prize, and you deserve a connection that feels authentic, exciting, and real. Now, let's keep this conversation going. If these insights resonated with you, I want to hear from you. Like this video, drop a number 1 in the comments and let me know which question you're most excited to try. And if you're ready for more transformative tips, don't forget to subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm so excited to see how these questions will change the way you connect, grow, and thrive in your relationships. Until next time, remember, you're not just attracting love, you're creating it. Stay curious, stay confident, and above all, stay you. Here's to your journey,